It's been a while, but I have a prediction because I'm noticing too much stuff. Here's when we talk about the so-called, gender wars or, you know, the conservative and liberals going at it, right? Or, when we talk about the alphabet community, it's all hogwash. And I'm going to tell you why. Election year is coming. All right? It usually starts the nonsense usually starts the like basically the year before election year. It usually starts on the summer of that particular year, and then the nonsense will start. Meaning this, tensions are already high in terms of my rabbit ears went up when I start hearing preachers. I'm talking about mainstream preachers start talking about how the alphabet community is really ruining things and how they're affecting the birth rate and how they're going into the schools. Like now people in church are really, I'm talking about really talking about, I'm not talking about like the small church. I'm talking about like mainstream. And they start like, when I start hearing like guys like TD Jakes and them, start saying manosphere related topics, I'm like, what's up? Something's up. So the tensions between the genders, the tensions between the straight and the alphabet community, it's already high. What's going to happen is they're letting this happen. They're letting this they're letting this boil. I believe this is a ploy, and similar has happened to ninjas, in past election years, right? So I see this coming. I think what is going to happen, because I've already seen glimpses of it. I saw a clip in Kansas City where it was a guy who got tackled by the cops while he was in the store. It was a white dude, but he had blue hair and he had like no shirt on, but he had bought like a pizza and an employee accused him of stealing it. And I guess the cop was just overzealous. Like the dude basically had him in a George Floyd position, right? And the first thing I noticed wasn't even his skin tone. It was his hair. And I know why those cops were roughing him up. They looked at him. They looked at his hair and he's like, "You're one of the freaks." I already could tell. What's going to happen, in my opinion, let me go back to my point. What's going to happen is one of these cops, because they be letting certain ones off the hook and they let certain ones run wild. One of these cops is going to get overzealous and he's going to go after one of these alphabet people. What is going to be either a woman or an alphabet person, a person of color, or it's going to be a person that's all three. I'm guessing it's going to be a black, it's going to be a woman of color that is part of the alphabet community, or a black man that's part of the alphabet community, and he's going to get roughed up so bad either this later half of the year or next year during election year, and sides will be drawn. Same thing with the George Floyd situation. I think that's what's going to happen. And I believe this stuff is allowed purely just so certain people can get reelected, purely off the politics. So I will say this, if you're black, I will say this, if you are a black man or woman in these next couple years, in this later half or next year, make sure all your paperwork is in order. Make sure all of your stuff is in check. If a cop is pulling you over, make sure you're in a well-lit area. Don't just stop in the middle of the woods. It is, let me tell you something, man. It is dangerous to be a ninja during election year. And I think this one is this is going to be a bit different, because I don't think they're going to use a ninja this time. I think they're going to use somebody in the alphabet community. I think they are going to, me personally, I think they're going to use a woman of color that is also simultaneously part of the alphabet community. It's going to be one of these cops that's going to be unhinged, talking about this is equality right here, or it's going to be basically thinking he's doing God's work, and it's going to be put on front notice on everybody to see. Lines are going to be drawn, and it's not going to be over a black man's death. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a black man's death. It's either going to be a black woman's death, or it's going to be a woman of color that's part of the LGBT. It's going to be some kind of combination. It's not going to be just a regular black man. It's not going to happen like that. I don't think so. But even still then, black men should protect their neck around election year, because I believe they let these dogs run wild during election year purely for political purposes. Purely for political purposes. So I think something is going to happen where it's gonna it's gonna be so much things that are going to happen at once. It's gonna be 2024. Really, people should be protecting their neck from 2023, later half of 2023 and 2024. Especially if they can't get because I think Trump is in the running. If Trump was to run like right now, he would win. So I think when it comes to stuff like this, I think these things are these are planned madness. You know what I mean? And usually those things, I believe, are conducted by the people, the liberals on the left-hand side, just so they can win votes. This is my opinion. I could be wrong, but I've seen this way too many times now. So election year is going to be a little bit different next year. Black men, black women, protect your neck. If you're part of the if you're part of the alphabet, if you are, or I'll say this, if you are an open gay person, right? Or if you're a person that if you're just a regular person that just likes to put dye in their hair and whatnot, watch out, because they let the wild dogs run free on purpose during these times, because they know these cops are idiots and they're going to do something stupid and end somebody's life off of pure Punisher type shit. And it's going to cause something. This is planned madness. People actually was giving Rollo Tomasi stick when he said he believed that the Will Smith slap with Chris Rock was planned. But when he said his explanation, I understood why he thought that. He was saying, when we talking about this is planned, he didn't mean Will Smith and Chris Rock planned it. He means planned it in terms of there was probably insider information that Will Smith was upset about something, or something had already happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock earlier, and one of the producers knew it. So what they decided to do is to write a joke for Chris Rock. This is Rollo Tomasi's explanation, mind you. I don't think he's right about a lot of things, but I'm using that as an example. You just take note. He believes that a producer wrote a joke in for Chris Rock because the jokes were written for him, and it was to antagonize Will for a reaction. Let's just see what happens. Now, the producer might have not thought that the slap was going to happen, but the reaction, the face, something was going to happen. That's what he means by planned. When you say orchestrated chaos, he knew the reaction from that family was going to garner some kind of attention, whatever reaction that he decides to do. This is how things happen in the United States of America. In America, it's brilliant. It's organized chaos. Oxymoron, I know, but these things are planned. So this is why I tell people, me personally, especially when it comes to the alphabet community, in sports and whatnot, in beauty pageants, I say let nature's run its course. Let nature's run. Do not go out there thinking you're a superhero, because some of these people are going to take it too far. Some of these people on the right hand side, on the conservative side, somebody on that side is going to take it too far, and then it's going to be a matter of, bro, it's going to be like, so you think that person was supposed to die? It's going to be similar to the George Floyd situation. I would not group myself in with these people. In my opinion, I think this is all planned, especially when I start hearing preachers talking about this. We need to do something in movies. And now it's mainstream to talk about, oh, what are these transgenders doing in female sports? Now it's popular to talk about this. I think this is being done on purpose. Do not fall for it. Do not. Okay. Another thing, forget the racists and all this stuff. Forget all that. Do not go to any of these marches talking about protect female sports. Do not do that. Stay your ass at home. Do not go. Or if you're going to go to one of these schools and talk about take this book out of, be careful. Do not get caught up in that. I think that's a trap. A lot of these, because I'm looking at it from the outside looking in. These are traps. I think they want to get the normies wound up about the alphabet community. Somebody's going to take it too far. Somebody's gonna take it too far. I can see it coming. Somebody's gonna take it too far, and lines are gonna be drawn. And this is how certain it is all going to benefit people on the left hand side going into office. What you need to do is let nature run its course. What you need to, if you, because the boundaries have already been broken. What's the left usually eats itself if you let them. The more you interfere, the worse you make it. These events, these things are planned. I can see it. So just guys, be careful. These next 2 years, right? This end of 2023 and whole of 2024, protect your neck. Don't go all out on some beliefs and stuff and whatnot. Because I'm seeing the simpery and all that stuff, especially on the conservative side. Let nature run its course. If you really want change to come, you really should just let it run its course. It'll change itself. You know what I mean? So I know it's been a while, but no matter the dysfunctions that I'm having with my technology and whatnot, that's why I haven't been here for the past couple of weeks. I believe this was enough power to put this message out there because something's up. Something's up.